one sitting under the exhaust this side, and one sitting under the stand this side. So there's a bit of movement, but it means if it collapses that way, it goes there. If it goes forward, it hits the jack. Once I've got the wheel off, then I can jack it up at the front to lock it all down, but that hopefully should mean the bike doesn't tip over. And I've got it on the centre stand as well. So next thing to do is undo this little top nut here, and nut the other side, and then see if we can get this shaft out. Now, I can't stress this enough, but take pictures of the spindle and the spacer and the washer arrangement of your wheel before you take it off. Then when you go to put it back together, if it's going to be several weeks, you've got an evidence of how it goes back together. Make sure you do that. Same again on this side as well. And there's a couple of split pins that go through there as well. So you've got to undo your main axle. You've got to undo your brake lever. And then also you've got this little retaining one here. Make sure it's got a cotter pin, or split pin as they're known, that goes down through there, because that is important. Otherwise your rear wheel could start spinning when you brake. So once you've taken the little nut off the end of here, press the brake lever. It should allow you to get that off. However, because I'm working one-handed, let's see if I can do it now. There you go. Right, now that's all come off, and there's a little barrel nut that goes through here. If I can get it out, let's find something to push it out with. Which is here that the brake rod pushes through. So put that on there, and then do your little nut back up, and then all your parts, when you go to put your brake back together, are exactly where they should be, and in the order they should be. However, that doesn't seem to be going to go on there. Right, that's got it straight away. Right, I'll crank that up till the thread's coming out the end. And that's off. Right, okay. Right, next thing we're going to do is try and get the split pin out down below and get that done. When you put a split pin through the rear wheel, bear in mind that at some point it's going to have to come out. It might not be you who takes it out, it might be the next owner, i.e. me. Don't absolutely muller it, just push it straight through, bend it round and leave it at that. This is all twisted and God knows what. It's a nightmare to get out. It should just be bend each tab straight and it pulls out. But this one, yeah. Well, there's the remains of the circlip. As you can see, the top, the little lug there snapped off, which then allowed me to get it out. But think about when you're putting stuff in, for Christ's sake. Right, now the battle of Circleone is finished. We'll try a 22mm socket. See if we can crack that nut off. Now, before you decide to hammer 7 bells out the shaft and knock it through and damage the thread, you can put the nut on and carefully do it. But on the end of the shaft there's a little dimple, and you can put one of your drifts in and use that to drive it out. So let me get you set up, we'll see if the thing comes out. Right, let's give this a gentle tap, see if we can get the thing out, if I can find a dead blow hammer. What did I do with that? It's already down there. Right, you little monkey. I'm going to have to use a screwdriver because the drift's too long with the bike next door to it, so we'll use a Phillips. There it comes. should now mean I can grab that with my gloves and pull it out. That's the plan. Right, there's a washer and what looks like a spacing nut in here. Right. No, there isn't. Oh, it's just a shaft. Okay, I'll leave that there. Right, so what we've got to do now is twist that out of the way. And then, in theory, if I move you over here a bit, we pull the wheel this way, it should come off the spline shaft the other side. We've been in there a while. Right, the wheel's free. Problem is I can't get it out. Right, wheel's free. I had to go around the other side and sort of back heel it round the rim and it came off. What I've got to do now is open the garage door in order to get the wheel out, because I'm so close to the garage door I can't. But the bike now is nice and stable on its axle stands and things. So that's good. Right, let me open the garage door and let's get this done. Question now is how do I get my wheel out the back? And the number plate's got to come off. Lower the front down a bit. She's off. Lovely. Right, let's put all that down there for a minute. Wheel back in. Right, wheels off. Bikes needs jacking back up again to get it back on the axle stands, because now it's not on them. So let's do that now, because we want it to be steady. Last thing I want is it to be falling down again. Right, that seems, that's locked again. Right. Okay, let's lock this back down again. Well, the question you need to ask now is how the hell have zoo creatures got inside there? They're everywhere. I'll probably be riding along, the next minute I'll be dragged underneath the battery tray and disappear by one. There's definitely a zoo creature on here somewhere. We just haven't found it yet. We've entered its tomb. It's like Indiana Jones, where you go in, there's all them cobwebs everywhere and they sit raking through, and then all of a sudden it appears. It's in here somewhere. Right, just out of interest, let's have a look at what the brakes look like. Yeah, the brakes are low, but it's not in bad condition in there. There's no lip. Tiny bit of rust on there, but I can get that off with wire wool. Yeah, generally quite good inside there. So no zoo creatures have been harmed in the making of this video because they haven't got inside there, which is surprising. Chrome on this looks really good. I think that's going to come up lovely when we clean that up. Give that a little bit of a buff now. Look, that's just rubbing it over with just a piece of kitchen roll. So that's going to come up lovely. Right, so let me get tidied up. I've got to go all around the rim here with the wire wall so we can bring it up like the one next door. And we've got to get this tyre off. So that's going to be my first job today, is take the brake drum out and then get the tyre off. But what we've got to do is carefully remove all the grease from round here and clean all this up, because there's a zoo creature floss everywhere. But yeah, that wants a good clean up. And I'm going to do the wheel bearings as well. Obviously replace all those. But now, see, that's what it should look like, and that's what this one looks like. So we'll get all this cleaned up, get all that white off there, make it all lovely shiny metal again, and then we'll be back on our way. But I'm going to have a nice cup of tea now in celebration for getting that wheel out. Can anyone hear any zoo creatures? No? I think they're hissing. I've lost my valve removal tool, so I'm just going to have to let the air out and break the bead. I have to use the G-clamp to get this done. But this is a 140 by 90 by 15. So it's quite a serious bit of rubber compared to the little thin one next door. So I think it's going to be interesting to get this off. But as you can see, you couldn't ride around on that. That's only in one position. Right, I have to get some cardboard down to lay this down, because I don't want to scratch all that up. And we'll see about giving this a crunch. I have to go and find if I've got a G-clamp wide enough for that. That's the problem. It's quite a wide rim, isn't it? Well, I found a G-clamp. I would have liked to have found my valve removal tool, because as you're breaking the bead on this, I would have liked the air to come. Right, get some wood on here. God, this is a big old bit of rubber. This is the biggest wheel I've ever changed. Oh dear, I might be maxed out on my G-clamp here.